out the window.
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Whoosh! There he goes, Amari Cooper! Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there and a first down.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
14.
Now Wilson on 2nd down to Barkley on the check down. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So,
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
I know it's a phrase that sounds really cool, strip sack, but all we're talking about is getting to the guy, getting to the passer, making the tackle, making the play, but do a little bit extra, right? Stripping the ball out, working the arm free. That's become a big emphasis for all defenders.
Yeah, and as a defender with the emphasis, this is something that's practiced.
Practiced all the time. Taking the ball away, creating turnovers, that's really job one for any defense because that's how you win in today's NFL.
Elliott, and an alley to run. Finding room to the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. That good for 19 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
A first down carry by Elliott. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green,
Sitting
39.
alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. Looking to throw. Being chased out left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Be ready for one word. Be ready for one word. Let's go, 14.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was...
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. 20. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Back to throw here. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down.
Barney! Gone!
He'll look to throw. That's caught at the 3. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And the third down pass falls incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. On the counter, Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 18. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit, Detroit.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It's taken to the 26. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he fires one incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And now it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
Only pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. David Irving in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Tempo.
Now Wilson on first down. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
14.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants have got it back to a one-score game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But
looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's third down.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up the defensive touchdown.
It's caught. Shepard. That one goes for 36 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
9 yards on the first down keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. A handoff to Barkley. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
14, run it. 12.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. The give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now, Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the G-men have taken the lead here in the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now it's Wilson. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. He'll look to throw. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said because it actually comes true. It's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. Now a desperation throw. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through, all the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Back to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, I thought you were go on the field, but okay, I see you. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
He's going to let it fly, and nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. Down 4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. And now here come the Cowboys. And they've kind of got a situation here. Still 3 timeouts defensively, so maybe you try to run a play.
And if you do it as safe as possible. And I think maybe even quarterback sneak. Take care of the football and make sure that clock starts to run before they call the timeout.
We'll see what they do. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Cowboys, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Giants, themselves next week at home against San Francisco. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's to the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shawty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream.